All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Thanks for waiting. As a result of closed session, there will be formal action taken later on in the meeting. And as a result of that, I'm going to need a motion from council to add resolution number 247, 2025 to the agenda, as well as ordinance number 24, 2025. Do I have a motion?
Make motion to add resolution 247, 2025 and ordinance 24, 2025.
Second.
Mr. Harper?
Yes.
Mr. Dewey?
Yes.
Mr. Ward?
Yes.
Mr. Doyle?
Yes. Okay, moving on. Public comments. The council's intention is to preserve the level of respect, courtesy, and civility required to successfully conduct the public's business. In this regard, the council should be addressed during public participation as a collective body and not individual members. In order to respect the speaker's time, council members will not engage in a dialogue or debate with the speaker. However, council members should feel free to ask the speaker a question or questions once recognized by the council president for purposes of clarification. Council members can offer comments on a speaker's remarks once the speaker has concluded his or her comments in their allotted 5-minute time frame. Who wants to start tonight? Well, it never gets. Hello, Marty.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Marty Grant-Wenger. I'm proud to serve as the president of the Browns Mills Improvement Association, or the BMIA. We have been a staple in our community since 1919, making us the oldest civic organization in town. Before diving into our upcoming events, I want to address an important item on tonight's agenda. I noticed various liens listed against properties around town, many of which are boarded up or have been burnt out. This issue has been at the forefront of our wish list for years, including this current year, which we communicated to the town council and the mayor. Code enforcement and addressing the blight around our town was #1 on our wish list, which we presented to the mayor in January of this year. It was also #1 in 1984 when my grandfather, Charlie Graff, former president of the BMIA, presented his first wish list to that town council. This issue has been consistently on the list for 41 years. These neglected properties are dragging down the appeal and property values of our wonderful community. Therefore, I am beyond thrilled to see progress regarding this agenda item. A big thank you to Mrs. Flaherty and the code enforcement officers for your hard work. We truly appreciate it, and we look forward to seeing continued improvements. It is truly refreshing to see action taken on issues that have lingered for far too long, and let's celebrate this positive step forward. Now, shifting gears to our events, as we are still enjoying our summer break, I'm excited to announce that our planning meeting on August 24th at 2 p.m. while this meeting is typically for board of directors only, this year we've opened it up to the public. Given recent events in our community, the BMIA believes that a collaborative effort is essential to enhance recreational opportunities in town. We have that capability at the BMIA. We just need more able-bodied volunteers. We hope to see interested parties at our planning meeting to discuss ideas like hosting a block party next summer. Additionally, our monthly civic-minded membership meetings take place on the 4th Sunday of each month. We also enjoy a fun Friday night at the BMIA monthly, which are always family-friendly and free of charge. BMI members even get complimentary food. Don't miss our Open Mic Fun Friday on September 5th at 7 p.m. We'll be featuring local bands and artists performing, and it's always a fantastic time. Plus, as with every Fun Friday event, if you are a BMI member, not only do you get free food, but you also have a chance to get a door prize, which is usually a fabulous basket filled with special treats or other cool items. I also want you to mark your calendars for the next Clean Community event, which kicks off September 27th at 8 a.m. at the Country Lakes Fire Department. We'd love for you to join us for some community cleanup, followed by free pizza and soda. It's always a great time. We have the Red Cross Blood Drive on September 28th. There are still slots available. You can book your appointment by visiting redcross.org, entering the zip code 08015, and selecting our drive. For those who donate, we'll be serving a free breakfast that morning. Lastly, our monthly membership meeting will start at 3 p.m. on September 28th. This is a little bit of a later start than usual because of the blood drive. We'll be having our BMIA elections, and we are always looking for fresh ideas. So if you're interested in joining our board, please come to the August 24th planning meeting so you can be nominated, or call me at 609-388-1305 so we can talk about it. BMI memberships are always available for the low price of just $15 per family per year. You can buy a membership at any membership meeting or Fun Friday night event. You can also mail us a check to P.O. Box 284, New Lisbon, New Jersey, 08064. We had an incredible year of growth last year, and we are looking forward to fantastic events for the community after our kickoff in September. We would love for everyone to join us on our journey. That's all for now, folks. Thank you for your time, and I look forward to working together to make our community an even better place to live. Have a wonderful evening.
Thanks, Woody. Anything else?
Alright, I made sure to do my homework. As you can tell, I have ink all over the place. It's not a bad thing, it's a good thing. Alright, the resolutions, 219, 2025, I say yes to. 220, 2025, I wanna know what are we, setting the rate, like what's the number that we're gonna be setting the rates to for the, non-represented employees and officials? 221, 2025, my question is, what is the Pine Mill Lake Dam project, and what is the scope of work that will be conducted for that? 222, 2025, my question for that one is, what will we be getting done at the Whitesboro General Store that you guys have to vote on for approval? 223, 2025, through 226, 2025. I basically just commented and said it would be a no-brainer not to accept, to get these monies into special accounts for things that need to be used, along with the playground project for, that is coming to us from the Center for Family Services. It's very, very generous of them to give it to us. 228, 2025, my question for that is, will the grace periods be extended for 30 days, or will council come up with a longer date range or a shorter date range for the extension of the tax? 230, 2025, and Mr. Harper, you and I had spoken about this last night. National Night Out was August 5th. This meeting is August 6th. Wouldn't it not have been wise to request permission before the fact instead of after the fact for this permission? Sometimes I like to think before we do. But the fireworks were very nice last night. 235, 2025, 234, 2025, 233, 2025, 232, 2025, and 236 and 237. I think this is the right step in holding people accountable in our community. It's sad that properties have to be let go this way, that they have to let it go, and unfortunately the consequences are they have to be fined. And you guys actually do have the powers. I looked it up. You guys do have the ability to put liens on houses. The law is 40-48-2.14. Just would throw it out there so you guys have it. For 236 and 237, I saw they were the same property, but they're two different fines. So I contacted the clerk, Ms. Sunshine, and I'm sure she would tell you that I did contact her. And she basically said that it's the same property with two different fines. For 2/38/2025, I wanted to know is phase 4 and phase 5 the final parts of this project? 2/39/2025. My question for that one is this for the entire year for the 26,000 for the dam inspections? 2/40/2025. My question for that is, what do we need liquid ammonium sulfate for? 2/41/2025. My question is, what does, quote, approving of transfer of greater than 10% interest mean, and what does that do? Is this an extension for the laundromat? For that property, because I looked it up on Google Maps, it was 100 PBM Road, which is it's the whole location, but I know there's still one business, so is that for the developer, or is that for the laundromat? 2/42/2025, my question for that is, what is the amendment to this redevelopment agreement? 2/44/2025, do we have the names of the people that we will be reappointing for the fire police officers? And 2/45, my question for that is, will this go into the general fund, or will it go into the police department budget? And to the back of the page, for new business, I think we should say yes to both. I did, however, find that I think we might have had a misspelling. It says purchase a firefighting house to use on apparatus. I think it meant to say hose. Yeah, it's hose. So I tried to find out if a house could fit on a fire truck, but Google kept telling me no, so Google answered my question. For annual renewals, I wanted to know, is this the mobile home park that we had a lot of issues with that needed to get fixed, that we kept delaying a couple months ago? Or did they get their license fixed? For number 12, my question for that is, how much is the bill list, and when do we expect it to be put on the website so that we the people can see what we're spending our money on? And yeah, 5 minutes, there you go. I told you 4 minutes, but I guess I needed all 5. I just wanted to make one more thing. The National Night Out last night, it was absolutely incredible. I saw Dan, Mr. Harper, Mr. Doyle. I didn't see you, and I didn't see Mr. Ward. I think Mr. Ward was hanging out at his restaurant, making some tacos. I put it on, I filmed a little bit of it. I didn't feel like standing there for 3 hours just recording the same thing over and over, so I got a little bit of panoramic shots all throughout, all the people having fun, the machines, the fire trucks, the police cars. So if you want to go see it on YouTube, the video is titled Pemberton Township 2025 National Night Out, 8/5/2025 is the date, which was yesterday. I don't normally do this, but make sure you hit the like and subscribe button and hit the bell notification so you can get my videos. Alright.
Anybody want to jump on any of his multitude of questions?
Jack, you wanna answer any, got any?
I'm sorry, I was gonna let you guys field what you needed, and if you had a question for me, I'd try to answer it.
222, Jack, I really don't know a lot about that one.
220, is that the sewer?
That's the white box.
They have a septic out there, and they have to get approval from us to replace the septic.
We're signing a resolution. We're signing, this is a resolution to sign the application, send it to the DEP so that they can look at this solution.
Wow, okay.
It's called a TWA, Treatment Works something.
Application?
Go back to, the,
221, I don't know how long this has been going on, I got different dates, 2020, what's that?
I think that might have been, at the same time when they had that big flood that wiped out all of,
Everybody was
Medford,
sure
all that.
2019 or 2020, something like that, they had a dam problem out there when, Hanover Boulevard.
well, it's the dam above that.
The
It's the one closer to Stenny Park.
Yeah, and they, just finally got, approvals to get a loan, interest loan to do some of the work. And, we have some monies left in a couple bond ordinances from 2020. And, we're gonna use that for the rest of the work.
Good.
228, if I could.
Go ahead.
Sorry? Mike. Oh, excuse me. Oh, red means.
Red side.
That's the extending the grace period. We had to extend the grace period for the third quarter taxes because the county, I mean, recently, told us it's pretty early. So people will have until September 3rd to pay the taxes without interest. If you don't pay it by the 3rd, interest will go back to August 1st.
Two thirty-eight. Projects for phase 3 and 4. He wants to know if these are the final phases.
Yes.
Yes? Thank you, sir.
Well, hold it, no.
I think
What is
there's
it?
one more phase.
Yeah, there's 5, and that's on here too tonight, isn't it? Yeah.
I'm not sure, but I
I
believe there's one more phase.
I thought I
after.
did see
They're on
something.
5, I'm sorry, I thought
Phase
that.
5 as well.
It's 3 and 4.
Yeah, okay, there is 5 phases, but one more phase.
So there will be one more.
Next, the
But it
239,
hasn't gone out to bid yet.
dam inspections, that is for the year, right, sir?
Yeah, I think that has to be done every 2 years, I believe, right?
That was annual, but you might be right.
Yeah.
240 is, has something to do with the sludge. That's something to do with sanitary.
It helps separate the solids, and we have an expert here.
I was just gonna say, we do have a member.
I
who
believe that
probably-
helps separate the solids in the ways they need it to help in that process, you know.
Enough said.
I don't know too much about it, but.
241 is amending the agreement we have with the New Horizons people for the shopping center. The agreement now says that they can, get a silent partner up to 10% of it, there would be 90, and they can bring in somebody for 10%. Well, they wanna bring in somebody for 50%, which the council feels is not for us. So that's what that is, we're amending the agreement to allow them to bring in another partner for another 50%. The existing redeveloper will stay on there, and they'll still be the contact person, that's the project, so it's.
I get them all for you, Alex?
I didn't get
Not yet,
Oh,
242,
242, let me explain.
what is the agreement?
This is really for the benefit of everybody here, because I think that it is sorry, it's a very good deal for the town. About 3 or 4 years ago, we entered into an agreement here with Navian, which included, in part, they would build an entire retirement community on the Greenberg farm. I think it's 360 lots, I believe, age restricted. The agreement provided 3 or 4 years ago that we would supply water for that project, being the town, as well as we were gonna supply water apparently to the surrounding properties. We did not have water capability to do that. And we still don't. The agreement provided that we would apply for a USDA grant and loan, so to finance the town to be able to do that. We didn't do that either. So we never applied for the loan, never got it. Navian now has their approvals, and they wanna start building their houses. But they're gonna need water. So we have worked out an agreement with them, which I think is very, very good for us. What it says is that they're gonna pay us $500,000. And they're gonna pay us $500,000 to build, a water tank and a pumping station, some other, what we call off-site water improvements, of which are gonna, obviously, for them, a lot of it's for them. So they're gonna pay their way, which was never part of the original agreement. They're gonna contribute their portion of what they're gonna use in terms of those improvements. So we're gonna get another $500,000. In addition, a few years ago, the township built a test well. I'm not sure why we built it, but we did. But it's there, and we're selling it to them. So they're gonna pay us $37,500 for the test well. So we're getting back from Cahill Navian around $550,000. And we are escaping what could have been a tremendous financial and legal problem for the township. Because if we didn't resolve it the way we're resolving it now, I don't know how we would have ever gotten city water to that development. And Navian would be building houses, unable to finish them, and be looking to us for damages because they can't finish their houses, et cetera. So we've been able to resolve all of that, and I think it's really very, very good deal with it for the town, and Navian was very helpful to us. I gotta tell you, that Councilman Dewey and Councilman Harper were incredibly helpful in getting this thing resolved. I was getting tired of listening to them, but they were really great. They were really great, and they deserve a lot of credit that we got to the finish line. This is a very good deal for the town. We now have to just finish up negotiating with Pemberton Borough, who we buy water from, and we're gonna probably extend that agreement we have with them. Because if we buy more, Pemberton Borough has more water than they need, because they only have like 1,500 people in the town, so they have an abundance of water, we need water, so we're gonna work something out with them. And it'll avoid us needing to build, for instance, another well, because we can use the water from the borough, we don't have to build a well. That'll be very helpful to us and very cost savings. We're just about finished resolving that. I think we'll resolve that within the next 30 days. So that's all working out really well for us. So that's what that resolution does.
244, 2025, the names of the fire police officers.
Good. You want the 5 names? Is that what it is? Sorry, sir?
They're kind of employees, right, so you can't do that without licensing them?
No. They were just indicating who's gonna be reappointed as police officers. Fire police officers.
Fire police. 244. The names are Andrew Gingery, Kenneth Van Bremer, Christy Van Bremer, and Linda Vadon. 4 names.
Alright, and 245.
General fund or the police department?
Yeah, will it go into the police department's account, or will it go into just the regular account?
I tend to believe that, Department of Transportation crack down on sober, get pulled over. I would think that our CFO or anybody else like that, or Public Works, isn't gonna be pulling them over, so I think it's safe to say that's probably going into the police fund.
Okay.
Am I right with that, sir?
They were the ones that applied for the grant, they are the ones that.
They received it.
the grant.
Thank you.
Alright,
All right, leave some questions for somebody else.
new business, was that the
No,
mobile
new
home,
business.
the Bel Air Estates?
Oh, no, that's
That's a different,
That's correct.
okay,
That's not the one that we've been delaying for a couple of months.
alright,
The one we were delaying, we approved last month with specific conditions on it, so.
they haven't met those conditions yet, I'm assuming.
Everything's fine.
And, how much is the bill list? And do you know when we'll see it on the township website?
No, I don't know when you'll see it on the township website, and I usually don't look at the last page because I get scared.
I get scared, can you tell me the number?
I think I've got it here.
We usually leave that to Mr. Bianchini.
Yeah.
Bear with me.
Take your time.
Well, it's not as simple as going to the last page, because it's not there. I'm not seeing it, so, I'm seeing a bunch of different numbers.
Can we get back to you?
Sure.
I appreciate that.
I'm seeing one that says
Oh, there we go.
525,400
Yep.
hours and 78 cents.
525, 954, and 78 cents, sir.
I said cheap.
Don't complain.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Who's next?
Good evening, my name is Louis Joe. I'm a longtime resident in the county from New Jersey. Thank everyone for inviting me to a perfect night out. I recorded in a perfect 4K resolution, perfect quality. As a Cancer Perry, I turned in the video, perfect quality, from the beginning towards the end, except for the fireworks. Everything 4K, I've uploaded that video tonight. It's very easy search, Louis Lopez on high, come up the very top. And second is, what's the status of the food stand by the post office? The food stand? I know back in the day it used to be looming, so what happened to it?
We can respond to you, Mr. Lopez, when you're done with all your
Okay,
comments and
okay.
questions, okay?
Second is, the resolution you have resolution 233, 2025. I used to live next to that house back in high school. I'm just curious, who owned that, or was I vacant? If you know the question. The second question is, what's the status of the Guernsey County Roman College? And second is, to Pemberton Township have a UEC program, or like Mount Holly does? If we do, who's the director and where's it at? And my final, answer is, just keep in mind, with some point question is, oh yeah, I got to see my professor asked for the last meeting. Right here, keep right there, I would appreciate it. And how would I get a copy of the bill list? You know, just a general bill list of Pemberton Township. I'm just curious. And thank you for having me as a guest. And everything will be recorded at 4K this meeting. And thank you my friend Julian for letting me know. Have a great day.
Okay, Mr. Lopez, as far as the stand, which stand are you talking about now? First stand?
Stand next to the.
The one right across from Sunbury Village there?
Yeah.
Skeletonos? Yeah, she got up there in years and it's taken its toll, but so they closed a few years ago. But I believe they, isn't it the first year they're completely closed? 2 years now? Yeah. But it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work and they just couldn't keep up, so it's no longer open for sale. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I've been over that person back in high school.
Mr. Harper, the BCC update, that would fall to you.
Well, unfortunately, I didn't make the last county meeting because it fell on the same night as our last township meeting. But, last I heard, the Pinelands gave them the permits to demolish the buildings. I heard the first building's supposed to come down sometime after Labor. I don't know anything more than that.
Okay, as far as the UEZ, yes, we do have a UEZ, and I believe Rosemary Flaherty, who just left the meeting, is in charge of that.
And cool, and I would, when's the next day, UED meeting, or I would like, just curious.
If you can reach out to her office, she can give you any meeting updates
okay.
or anything that she has going on with that, sir.
And great, and I appreciate like I said, I love, the National Night Life was perfect. The kids, the fight, cars,
It's a good sign.
everything is perfect. I got to see old friends that I haven't seen in 10 years. They came. And Harry, thank you for greeting me. I appreciate it. Took pictures. everything, like I said, I would love to come, every time right here. I love that someone's interfere with that other meeting I do report all over Pemberton County. It's good to learn what's going on in Pemberton County. And I thank you for having me as a guest.
You bet. Don't be sorry.
I have to echo what everybody said about last night. I honestly have racked my brain today to think of another event that brought that many people together in the 52 years, 51 years actually, 51 and a half years that I've lived here. And that was it. I can't think of another time that many people were together. And I know that all the vendors, the people all the organizations, they did a phenomenal job. And I know that leadership started with our former rec employee, but it was phenomenal, and it was so nice to see. I loved it. The only question that I have is regarding the salaries for the employees. So there are 37 different positions listed on the salary on the salary ordinance. There are 37 positions listed with the exception of the Class 1 and Class 2 officers. And I know that we don't have all these, how many of these positions are not filled? And I know that many of them are also combined, right? So we have, for instance, we have the Director of Community Development, who also does what? I'm just trying to figure out how many people we're lacking here, how many positions we're lacking besides the Business Administrator, which is the biggest one we're lacking, but, so, we've got UEZ website and marketing, UEZ administration of applications, UEZ financial reporting. Are all those positions tied to community development director? How many positions is this actually funding? I don't know if you can break that down at some point. I'm not asking you to answer that tonight, but I think it's it's somehow important to show the public what the actual salaries are of people in their positions.
Some of those are just stipends that, employees get as an extra for doing extra duties and stuff like that.
Yeah, I realize that, but, in some way, if they could be combined so that you knew who that person was and what they were actually making, I think would be helpful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi guys, Vicki Adams, 613 Sandra Drive. You laugh at Alex when he comes up and answers the questions. You guys the questions, but he answers them, so we all don't have to keep asking the same questions. So when you answer him,
Just
I'm not going to
teasing.
that one.
Just
Yeah.
teasing.
Oh, I know. Okay, I just have a question on I have several questions. On 22/0/2025, setting the rates of compensation for non-representative employees and officials. Who are non-representative employees within our township? Okay, that's question number
I'm sorry, Vicki, which one was that you asked about?
2/20,
Oh, 2/20,
2025. Okay, then, Alex did comment on the playground equipment that's being donated, but I'd like to know where it's being put. I live in, T&M home area, our playground disappeared years ago, and we've never had another playground, so I'm just sort of wondering where that type of playground is gonna be put. Okay, you answered that one. Okay, you answered that one. Okay, I would like to know for 2/38/2025, where is the paving happening? Is it, like what streets, what areas will be being paved with that, project? I'd also like to ask about the dam inspections. Does that include all the dams, or is it just like Like, is it include like the Bayberry Dam, the PL Dam, the main dam, is that all of the dams? And then, if it is, I have a little bit of a, in my head, it's just a personal thing, it's not something, I've heard that PL does not allow the county to come in and test the water over there. So why are we inspecting their dam? So it's like, why aren't they allowing, why aren't us as a township saying, no, we're testing all water to make sure that it all can be swam in and that it's all legal. So I'm just, and then I saw this and I was like, okay, PL wants to be their separate thing, but yet they want the inspection. I just a little bit, it just seems like a double play there. Anyway, just like I said, a personal thing. Then I have a question on, can you please explain what 246/2025 is? Like, I don't understand, it's the last resolution on there. And then, a couple of questions that are not on here is, I'd like to know what's happening with the restaurant that was on 38 that was torn down. I don't know if it was Colonial or what it was called, but the big restaurant.
Country House.
Country House, thank you. I'd like to know what's happening with that. I'd also like to know what's happening with the lawsuits. And, I'd also like to know who's managing recreation and senior services, since we no longer have a director or an assistant director. So that's it. Now I'll wait for your answers.
Can I address the water testing?
Yeah, go ahead, sir. That was one of the ones I was gonna direct to you anyway.
We don't do any water testing in the lakes, that is done by the county.
I
The
understand that.
The only lakes that the county tests are the lakes that people swim in. The only lakes that they can swim in legally are the lakes that have lifeguards and all the things we have at Mirror Lake.
Yeah.
So because we have lifeguards at Mirror Lake and we have an established swimming program and facility there, the county does come in and test, and they've been coming in and testing they come in once a week, and if it fails on the first test, they come in the second time. That week, it's retested. They don't test test country lakes, they don't test PO, they don't test, Lake Pemberton. The only place they test is Mirror Lake, because that is an approved, authorized swimming area.
Okay, my problem with that is, the other, lakes besides PL don't have like a beach area where people would go down and go swimming. At PL, the kids do go in the water there, whether there's a lifeguard there or not. And I would think that as a township, we would have concern that the water is healthy for them, even if we're not legally telling them they could swim there. To me, they should be, it should be tested because they are swimming there, even if it's illegal. So, this is my observation there.
Yeah, but and like the mayor was saying though, because
I
we don't have approvals, the county decides they're not gonna spend the
Oh,
money.
no, the county actually would come in and do it, but they were told not to. I got that from good authority.
I hate to disagree with you. on
Okay,
that.
well-
They only go to test if we certify that we're gonna have lifeguards and stuff there.
Okay,
That's the true story that I know,
okay.
okay? What did you wanna know about 220,
She was asking about the dams as well. That does cover all the dams.
yeah.
All, was there 5, I believe, on the list? 7 on the list?
Seven
Yeah.
dams.
Okay,
It listed them all specifically. You just have the total there for the cost for the dams.
okay.
246 is a resolution appointing, one of the consulting engineers for the town. We're gonna be doing some work along the, Browns Mill Shopping Center area, with grants to install, some lights from Mirror Lake to the development. And, we need an engineer to help us with the bids and the installation. So we're authorizing a line order fee not to exceed $25,000.
Okay, thank you.
Stay in the hot seat, sir. She wanted to know about an update on the lawsuits.
Oh, well, yeah, sure, there's a resolution on tonight, it's from the last one that went on, 247. It's not on the printed form, and that's, to settle a lawsuit that was brought by our CFO, Ms. Pennywell, against the township and the mayor. So that's gonna get settled tonight if the resolution is approved. The short version is that Ms. Pennywell is to be paid $400,000, of which by the end of the year or so, the township will need to reimburse the insurance company $50,000 of that money. In addition, her salary, like all the rest of the township employees, is being, increased for the year. And, generally speaking, that's pretty much what the settlement's about. So it's a settlement of $400,000 to our CFO, of which $50,000 will be paid by the township, $350,000 or so will be paid by the insurance company.
Okay, so nothing on any of the other lawsuits?
Well, they're all pending. I mean, they're all
Okay.
still ongoing.
Okay. And the Colonial.
The last thing would
the
be,
country restaurant?
Jack, if she was asking who's running the senior services now?
Senior services is, we have.
Recreation and senior services, the department.
The director,
Rec
you don't
department.
have a director of the department. We don't have any employees in the rec department right now. So we have advertised for those positions. We have done interviews for, a director, and we have done interviews for coordinator. We feel that we wanna hire a director before we hire a coordinator. It's nice to have a supervisor in place, before we have an employee. So we did interview some candidates for director. We did, reach out to some experts in the area to get references and stuff, their opinions. We do have somebody that we really wanna hire. I believe HR sent some of the council members a copy of the resume and our recommendation. And hopefully if council gives us the nod, then we're gonna ask for consent at the next council meeting to hire that individual.
Okay, that does not answer my question. I wanna know who's running it now. Who's putting the orders in, who's authorizing the activities that need to be done, who's running it now?
It was my understanding from what he had just said, there's nobody. Am I
So,
wrong,
so
sir?
basically recreation and senior services has nothing going on, the senior center cannot get any supplies,
That's incorrect.
Well, that's why I'm asking, who's running it now, who's authorizing those purchases, who is taking responsibility to keep that service afloat until we get a coordinator and a director?
We have a supervisor in senior services. I'm pretty sure you know who that individual is. That's the one that's putting the recs in and doing the paperwork for the senior services. Right now, we don't have a recreation department, so we don't have any services being provided other than the beach. And we do have an individual that has experience that has offered to help us get through the end of the season and supervise the beach guards and stuff. But we don't have anything else, right, we don't have anyone there, so what can you do?
Are we compensating the people that are, are they getting a stipend for stepping in and doing these things that they aren't normally responsible for?
Nothing's been brought to council's attention yet, so I would have to say probably not.
Okay,
That's incorrect. The person that's helping with the lifeguards is getting compensated.
They are, okay, very good.
and what about the senior services? It's not
That
something,
person's doing the same job they've always done.
no, but that's okay, I know better, I used to work there.
Okay.
And the country house, Vicky, as far as I know, that's, still on. I think it's due to come before the zoning board. I keep hearing it gets postponed, but, that's the last I've heard on the country house. They're supposed to be coming before the zoning board for a change in, use out there. That's all I know.
Okay, thank you very much, I appreciate the input. Is this my paper or? I don't know if that's mine. Thank you.
Anybody? Come on up, Ms. Phillips, it wouldn't be a night without you.
Good evening, everybody in general. I'm going to start with number 1. This is in reference to the yellow bank for the Sycamore Hall. In all these lawsuits we have it right now, why the township doesn't go and vet and buy the building back and hand it and keep it as a historical building? We've been spending plenty money, taxpayer money, with the lawsuit. The least, if we get a bank and deal with the people where they say supposed to do things in there and they didn't do nothing. I know that you guys going to yes have fines towards them and all that money what you supposed to get from them, that will be when you go and buy the building. I'm shocked that the township haven't jumped on it. I know we don't have hardly any money, but guess what? The least we're going to have the yellow building back. Okay, my next thing it is, I understand if you wanna build a house and you don't have city water or sewage, how much land that you need? I know in the past I was told that I need an acre of land. Anybody reply to me if that is still in force or not? I don't have city water, I don't have sewage. If I get a piece of land, how much that I need to build a house?
Last question.
Oh, I'm sorry. I know that they went with that, they tried to figure out something. Okay, I brought it out to their attention in the past. Between North Carolina and Canadic Trail, in both sides, doesn't matter which way you coming in, is a blind intersection there. And why is blind intersection? Because code enforcement has to go after these people and they can trim the hedges. I pay for trim mine because I am in a corner lot, 4 feet high, that the law says. And I noticed since the summer started, I was told by one of the new residents in PL, the most presidential they got the stop signs. Why they did not put the stop sign on Tennessee Trail and New Hampshire Road, and instead they put that yield sign? That yield sign doesn't mean being for these people. They are driving 30, 40, 50 miles an hour. Been several accidents in there. And the only thing we're going to correct this problem is if they gotta put a stop sign in there. We need the stop sign. I like to see my flowers. I do not want crosses in there. Okay? Now, my next thing it is, the old Lake Store in Presidential Lake. I was told that that was in their contract or somebody was going to get it, whatever. I want to know the answer in that building. Okay, I noticed still empty houses in PL, they haven't, I knew they took care, the one I brought it up to their attention. But, since we got a code enforcement he getting paid for, I work in my garden, in my yard every day. And I noticed one day, I assumed somebody didn't tell them, I complain about it, whatever. He back off, turn around different way. But when he did not know, they are going to be in my yard for 3 to 4 or 5 hours working. Here the guy coming in the other direction. And this is the only street this person knows, Tennessee Trail and New Hampshire Road. There is a lot of roads and a lot of problems to find it in there. I can get the rest, but that's not my job. I'm not getting paid for it, and that's not my business. The business is, we got in code enforcement, we pay them for it. Okay, let me check in here. I wanna know, I know that we got a portable pot in Presidential Lakes by the firehouse. And, I hear the rumor in the past that when the fire coming out, they're going to remove it. Why? We gotta go to the bathroom every day. We don't go to the bathroom only in the summer and the spring. That portable pot should be remain. I travel to every single town, and guess what? They got 2-3. We got a ball field. That firehouse is for looks. You know what I say for looks? That firehouse is not there, it's not open 24 hours. When the people are playing across the street, they gotta go to the bathroom. They don't live here. Where do you think they go? That's why we need a portable pot is not a luxury for the township. It's a necessity for the children and for the older people. Okay, let me see where I can see more in there. Okay, well, I was notified last night. I got good news for one of the workers from the township notify me that I'm going to get my wish list. No litter sign on the Spring Lake Boulevard by the Woodside towards Route 7. That news was very nice for me. I'm dying to see it. Okay, also, it's going to be 4 years ago, October 17, 2021, when I was in a very bad accident in Country Lake. And what they did, I know the township did that. They put reflector, they put 3 poles, where they throw me out from the road to the houses and the fences and everything. When somebody got smart, what they did, I wanted permission. If they don't do it, I will go rip it off. This can save somebody's life. Some fool went and put a sign in there, fixing houses or do loans or whatever. Sign is there. But if in 8 days, that sign is still there, I'm going to get out and I hope that people see me when I'm going to rip it off. Because that may save my life. I was very lucky to be alive today and talk in front of the microphone today. And I leave it that way. Thank you. Oh, now before I leave, what is going on within Portland County College? The township got any input or anything? Anybody say where they want to see there? I know that was part of the Green Acres deal. It's only so much with the Green Acre you can do apart.
Okay, want me to start down your list? Okay, all right. Your first question was with regards to the Yellow Bank. About a buyback on it?
Yes.
Mr. Mayor, we don't own it, do we? The developer still owns it, correct?
The developer still owns it, and Ms. Phillips also indicated a lawsuit. I'm not aware of any lawsuit involving Yellow Bank.
No, excuse me. I'm going to stop right there. Since we are paying so much money in lawsuit, why we don't invest some money and we can at least show the Yellow Bank belong to the township and its historical place, save it.
Okay, I understand what you're saying now. My question is, if they own it, is it for sale? I don't think they're
It's
selling
been
it.
for sale.
They're selling it.
Yeah, it is for sale.
It has been for sale. We gave it to the stupid people for $250,000, and now they suck it to the people for almost $800,000. And guess what? With the taxes and everything they owe us, we can get it for less money. Thank you.
Okay. Your next question was how much land to build a house if you have sewer and water?
Yes.
Oh, if you don't have sewer and water?
If I don't have sewer and water, how much they need?
Yeah, to say there's multiple different residential zones. It depends on what it is you're looking to build, because it would depend upon the size of your lot and what you're looking to build.
I'm going to take it, for example, Presidential Lake. Why I choose Presidential Lake? But I was told by somebody else, and I drove there myself today. They cleared up the lot and they planning to put a house in there. That lot is not big, because by the time you put the septic in the back and the well in the front, there is no space for put the house in there.
Well, there would be setbacks on both sides, the front and the back, so if they make their application to build a residence there, if it doesn't meet the setback requirements, they would be sent to the zoning and the planning boards to get approval to change the setbacks.
Well, thank you for that, because I will be attend every single zoning board meeting and every planning board meeting. Yes, give me yes, then,
Next was your question about the old lake store and presidential lakes.
yes.
Correct me if I'm wrong there, Jack, weren't we, trying to pick that up through, taxes or something like that? Tax liens? Have we made any, headway on that?
I was asking about that a month or so ago. Last year about this time, there was somebody in there trying to figure it out. And they owe a substantial amount of taxes on it.
Right.
So we were trying to get them to pay then, and they said, because we weren't gonna let them clear it out.
Right.
And they said they would be in with a check any day. And that, to my knowledge, never happened. So that's probably gonna be on Mr. Dasty's next list of
On the
foreclosures.
next tax sale list, yeah, okay.
Well, good luck, Mr. Dusty, with the property. I like to see that somebody get a property and do something about it there. Thank you.
And Jack, as far as your question about the porta potties, what's the time frame we usually keep them out? Just through the summer months, or?
Yeah, we just started doing that a year or so ago.
Yeah.
Because Ms. Phillips asked for people to have porta potties out there to play ball and all that good stuff. So we contracted through Mr. Bob, I think it is, to put porta potties there, and I asked for one over at the end of Spring Lake Boulevard,
Right.
there by the park there.
Yeah.
That kind of hits two places, the new park that's there that always has kids in the playground, and then the basketball courts across the street.
Is there a certain time of year when it stops being there, or?
The kids are always playing basketball there year round. It's more busy this time of year because the weather's
Right.
better for it. We do rent these things out.
Yeah.
There's not people playing baseball in December, so we usually take those out of there about Labor Day. And then we bring them back in the springtime, and Memorial Day's the goal. I think one of our plans, talking to Public Works, is we rent these things.
Yeah, I know we were talking about buying a couple of them.
Well, we're actually looking at buying a little bit more than a couple, because like last night, we didn't have any out there. And then some of the other events that we have, we'd like to have porta potties there.
Right.
And then some other places where we have parks that doesn't have facilities, we like to put them out there. And we're thinking maybe our sewer department, can kind of assist us in maintaining them throughout the year.
Right.
Then when the season decreases where there's less of a need, we would winterize them and take them out to the sewer department where we think we have a storage location to put those in.
Okay, but we still are working on a plan to get some of our.
Yeah, well, I mean, they cost money, unless you wanna give me, $50,000 to spend for all of them, we're looking at, buying 4 or 5 a year until we get the program.
Yeah, that's what I thought when we were doing the budget, I thought we were looking at picking up 4 a year until we got what we needed.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, anybody else with public comment?
Before you even started, did that storm system work last week during that bad storm?
Works pretty good.
Okay, I'm glad.
No issues so far. Good evening, council. This is actually combined, 223.
Eric, I'm sorry, can you put your name and address on the record, please?
Just say it out loud.
Oh, Eric Hess, 119 Sunset Street. It's combined, 223 to 225, 2025. That is a lot of money for all that, but I mean, do we need to ask for it 3 times? We can't just ask for a bigger, like a combined amount, and be one combined amount. That's it on that, and, to what Mr. Solicitor was saying, we're buying water from Pemberton Borough.
Yeah.
Does Pemberton Borough have a water department, or is it through our water department?
No, I think they have their own water, yeah, they have their own water department.
Okay, and, the other thing was, Pemberton Borough, like you said, is only a mile and a half long.
I don't know how long it is.
Somebody said that
It's
to
a
me,
small town,
but it's,
yeah.
it's small. With their water department and police department, couldn't we merge them and get their resources? Cause I mean, it's kinda right there.
Don't look at me.
That's all I have.
Thank you.
For,
Gentlemen, don't go any further with that one, please.
223 and 224, 225, but 223, it doesn't say what that grant's for on the thing, but 224 and 225 are going towards the paving project for phase 3 and 4. And these grants, when they come up, we apply for them at different times, and they may all land at different times, you know, that's what it is. You know, the government comes out and says you can have this much money, or put in a proposal, and we'll give you what we think we can, yeah. So, but that's why they're separately, yeah,
Okay,
okay?
alright, thank you.
Thanks, Dave.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. How y'all doing tonight? Just want to say last night's National Night Out was really awesome. Thank y'all very much. I got about 2.5 pages of people inquiring about scouts, so hopefully we can turn those signatures into actual kids.
Pete, can you put your name on the record, please?
Oh, I'm sorry, Robert E. King, Pete, 247 Amherst Avenue, Pemberton. Sorry about that. Thank you. You're welcome. But, so, as I said, hopefully we can get those names into actual scouting. But I just want to let everyone know that the Newcomb Meet the Teacher Day is going to be August 25th. Check the times for that. The high school New Student Day is also going to be August 28th from 10 to 2. And then Helen Port's calling it the Helen Port Experience on the 28th. It's going to be from 10 to 1 and 5 to 7. I think they're coming out with a new website for the school, so look about that. Genesis is open, so we're asking all the parents to make sure to go through and check your forms and check your kids, make sure they have what they need so that they can be ready for school, and hopefully they've been doing their summer reading list. Because remember, education begins at home, and the more we can help our teachers and staff, the better off things can be there. Now for Scouts, I just want to let y'all know that the Garden State Council is holding a Shoot for Scouting Sporting Clays Classic on Friday, October 3rd, on the Facebook group of Scouts Pemberton Browns Mills. I have the flyer listed on there. And also you're going to probably see an uptick in Scouts trying to raise money because National Jamboree is going to be next July in 2026. And they're raising around $22.75 for each of the Scouts to go. So it's kind of they're gonna need some money for that, so. And, yeah, other than that, we have, with Scouts, we're getting ready to do a summer camp, which is a lot of fun. Then, as far as the resolutions go, can y'all give an example of a non-represented employee and official? And did we really cancel the pilot program for the warehouse out on Route 38? other questions? All right. If y'all have anything for me?
First of all, to answer your question, yes, by resolution, we did pull a pilot program at the last meeting. And I'm sorry, what was your other question, Pete?
Oh, what's an example of, can we get an example of a non-represented employee and official?
That would be somebody not covered by the union contracts that we have here. Usually department heads, things like that.
Mayor and council. Okay. All right, thank y'all very much. Y'all have any, questions about scouts or schools? Oh, the other thing about schools is first 3 days, there's an adjustment in the, bus scheduling, to accommodate, taking a little bit longer and stuff, so we're gonna have a staggered start again this year. All right? Thank you. You're welcome. Cheers.
Pat Guthrie, Birmingham Road. I just wanted to come up and say thank you to all the council members. I've gotten more involved looking at Facebook and seeing posts, and, it really is a thankless job. And everything that you all are doing up here to help the community and try and save the community, and make our life better, it is very much appreciated, so I definitely wanted to say thank you. I think that was a really good thing as far as the pilot being pulled, from the warehouse on 38. I was just wondering what the status is on the warehouse on 206. Not the one that's near the creek, but the one that's kind of next to Little's. They did a lot of tearing down and clearing all of the land, but then it's kind of just been at a standstill. Is there a holdup on that, or did they change their minds, or just kind of like just sitting there with nothing being done? And then I was also wondering what's going on with the country house. If anything's ever gonna come out of, them doing stuff that they weren't supposed to and tearing down and wanting to do stuff that wasn't approved. Do we have any information on what's gonna be happening there? And last but not least, I was gonna ask about, since I see we're getting all these grants, if we still have that person that we hired to, look into all the grants to help the township. Because that was a really good catch on getting those grants to, do all these improvements, to help us out here in the township also. And that's it.
Okay, who wants to start?
I guess Jerry can start with Rockefeller.
Is that Rockefeller, is that the one?
Yeah.
I don't know the geography too well.
Yeah.
As far as we know, they're building them, they have some, sanitary sewer issues that they're trying to resolve. And, I can't tell you anything else about those two warehouses. As far as I know, they still wanna go forward.
And the country house?
The country house, I believe somebody else had asked about that,
Yeah.
Patty, and they said that it's at the, zoning board of adjustment now. I believe they went for a zoning issue, maybe a change of use for the zoning.
Yeah, that's what they're doing, change of use, but it keeps being postponed, I guess they're not ready or anything that, I know it's been on the agenda and off the agenda a couple times for zoning, I don't know why, but, eventually gotta come back to them before they can do anything. And the grants, as far as I know, we're not using a grant writer anymore, Jack, are we? We just, different departments are applying for grants. And then when,
We used to do it both ways. We had the grant writer and then the departments were applying too. And normally what we did was we put $10,000-$20,000 in the budget for grant writer. And once we ran out of money, then we would handle it in-house.
but I don't think we've had any this year with the grant writer, it's just been the department heads writing them, I believe.
I thought we did it at the beginning of the year, but I could be wrong.
And then the staff is doing an amazing job. to be able to catch all those and, you know, apply for them, because, that's very helpful for, you know, saving the taxpayers some money.
We have some amazing people on staff here working, Barry and I were talking earlier, you know, we're gonna do it at the end of the night, but I think now's a good time, anyhow, I think we need to tell all the employees they did a great job.
And especially with
For the
being
National
shorthanded.
Night Out, you know, they're out there, a lot of them on their own time, just doing stuff for the community. And, we owe them all great thanks, the police, the fire department, you know, all the different township employees that helped out. You know, many hands make light work, you know, and it was a great turnout there, and the employees did a great job.
Yeah, they should be, all shown some kind of appreciation and given a letter, because they've been doing an outstanding job. And any word on the master plan?
Well, we have our meetings every 2 weeks at the middle school building, 6 o'clock. We've made some great progress, and we'll be getting ready to present it shortly.
Thank you.
All right.
Anybody else for public comment? Okay, seeing none, we're gonna close public comment. And I think we're gonna take a 5-minute recess before we start the night. Okay, we're gonna get back to order.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, moving on to meeting minutes. Regular meeting minutes of June 18th, 2025.
Make a motion, we approve the minutes.
Stand by. Disregard, we're gonna pull those minutes for tonight.
I'll rescind mine.
Motion?
Motion.
Okay, moving along to resolutions. Looking to try to go with a consent agenda. Is there anything you guys want to pull to, from the consent agenda?
Yes, Mr. President, 2021, I'd just like to talk about it a little bit.
Great.
2022, I have one question for Jerry about. And 2047, I believe we're gonna talk about a little bit.
Which one?
2047, 247?
There we go, that makes sense.
Sorry, 247.
47, yes.
Okay, so that's all I have, sir.
Mr. Dewey?
I'll go with what
You're fine on 227, sir?
You got a question on 227?
Yeah.
227 you want to pull?
Yeah.
Mr. Ward?
Can we pull 242 for an individual vote there?
242?
Yeah.
All right. That's it, sir? Okay. We'll look for a motion here for a consent agenda on all items for resolutions excluding 221, 222, 227, and 247. And 242, I'm sorry. Can I
Make
get
a motion to approve those resolutions as stated.
Mr. Harper?
Yes.
Mr. Dewey?
Yes.
Mr. Ward?
Yes.
Mr. Doyle?
Yes. Okay, resolution number 221 authorizes the acceptance and execution of a project loan agreement for the Pine Mill Lake Dam in an amount not to exceed $545,000. Mr. Harper.
Yeah, I pulled that, I didn't know if anybody
Your
had
mic.
any questions, like I said,
Your mic?
Oh, sorry, I usually remember, I'm sorry. I just wanted to make sure everybody on council, you know, understood what was going on. Like I said, there's about $973 is what we were told, $973,000 is what we were told the job would cost. We're getting $545 from a loan. We have about $505 in some bond issues from 2020 left over. And I just wanted to make sure everybody was aware of what was going on with that.
I'm sorry, you said bond issues, you mean issue?
Bond.
We have bond money set aside.
Money set aside.
Okay, very good, thank you.
Yep. Yeah, I have them specifically if you need the numbers, but, just, if nobody has any questions, then I make a motion, we approve.
I have a question,
There you go.
comments.
There you go.
Mr. Dewey?
Now, we could not come up with the exact date when this was brought to the attention of the problem with the dam, but it's supposed to be around 2020, let's say 5 years. We already paid ARH, or what is it?
ARH, yes.
ARH, to do the engineering for this. So at the time that they did it, let's say it's 5 years ago, it was $974,000. So within 5 years, that same project is probably gonna be about 1.3. You know, it's not mentioned in this resolution. My question is, why has it taken 5 years to have it brought to the council? And it's not gonna be the exact price that's on this resolution. Cause all the prices have gone up, especially since COVID. So, I don't know if you can answer this question.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, none of us were even in office. I don't know, Jack, well, you weren't even in office back then, were you?
No. I think part of this is, it says, project loan agreement. I think it started out as grant requests. And just because you put in for a grant doesn't mean you're gonna get the money. And the hope was keep putting in for the grant and eventually it would happen. And this is the way we have to go to get the money.
And as far as loans go, I mean, it's a 2% interest loan. I don't think you can go to the bank anywhere and get that interest. And,
Well, the point that I was making is, this has gotta be short on money. Cause if it was 5 years ago, if it was $975,000.
I don't know. I don't know if Public Works keeps up on this and updates the cost numbers on it or not, as anticipated what it's gonna cost to
Yeah,
repair.
I'm just trying to figure out why it took so long to get it to this point.
Like I said, I know initially they started out looking for grants for this, and they applied for grants and didn't qualify or didn't get them for whatever reason, I don't know.
and I mean, at this point, if we approve this tonight, the next step is it's gonna go out for bids. And if the bids come back too high, then we can shoot it down and go on to the next step. I
Well,
guess.
this is one of those things, Councilman Harper, where it's a dam that's damaged, and if something does happen, heaven forbid,
Right,
and
right, oh, yeah.
we don't take corrective action, then we're probably gonna be liable, is that correct there, Mr. Dasty? So, my thought is, if we have old bond ordinances that we can utilize to pay on this, and we get this loan, and it costs just as a wild number, $200,000 more, either we fund it in the budget next year, or we, bond $200,000 and get the thing repaired.
You know, I don't disagree with you on this one, because, yeah, it's something that does need to be taken care of, but we have to get to this step, is what I'm saying, and then go out and get it bid on to see what we're gonna do as the next step.
And I mean, Councilman Dewey probably understands this more than anyone here. I mean, that's the head end of the lake. Everything coming in there was coming from the base. We have no control over that, so if something happens on the base and they open up the water flow,
Yeah.
we catch it.
Yeah.
So you want a reliable, sturdy dam at that location.
Can't be too bad, it's less than 5 years. That's all I got.
Anybody else? All right, and if there's no other questions, then I make a motion, we approve 2021-2025.
I'll second.
Mr. Harper,
Yes.
Mr. Dewey?
Yes.
Mr. Ward?
Yes.
Mr. Doyle?
Yes. Okay, 2025, accepting and processing the approval for the Whites Bog Village General Store.
All right, and my question here is for Jerry there. You may know that any other septic systems, the township is not involved at all. It's strictly through the county. Nobody needs our blessings except if they need an electrical permit. And I'm wondering why
State
Whites
land.
Boggs is requesting this.
This is for the DEP to approve the extension of the sanitary sewer line to this site.
Well, it's not sanitary, it's a septic system. They're putting in a
Septic,
septic system.
Jerry.
Oh, they're putting in a
Yeah,
septic?
and, but it's on, it's state property within the township boundaries, and I think that's why we
But
have to do
this is why I'm confused, and Dan knows better than me, cause he's been in the business, you know, it's county, all septics are run by the county. I don't wanna stop the state from moving forward with this, but at the same time, I'm just wondering why they ask for our permission. Nobody else needs our permission to do a septic.
I don't know, they've been really hot, Mr. Dansby's seen the emails, they requested this when, Jerry, June, July?
July, yeah, anyway.
But, I mean, we missed one meeting, and then another meeting, I thought it was on, and it wasn't there, so that's why it's kind of,
Yeah, like I said, I'm just confused because it's the only time anybody's come to us, the township has nothing to do. They can get their septic without our approval. And I mean, they don't even need the Pinelands approval. They can
For
get-
whatever reason, I'm sorry, Mr. Hubbard, for whatever reason, this is DEP required approval. And this is a treatment works application for the sewer system, for the septic system.
and I do believe it's because of state park.
Okay. I mean, the only thing I would say, if we have to add some verbiage on there that, you know, we do agree here that they can get their septic done, but, you know, we are not, in any way liable for any costs or anything.
Well,
That's all.
I don't think that's necessary, sir.
Okay, that was all I wanted to clarify there, cause I've been confused since I saw this. I got some answers, talking to the state, I mean, even the state lady said to me, I don't know why we're asking for your permission either, but, you know, somebody decided it was necessary. You have anything to add there, Mr. Dillon?
I mean, if you almost read it, it almost sounds like we're extending our sewer line to Whites Bog.
That's what it sounded like to me when I first read it.
And all the septic I put in, like Harry said before, the only reason I'd have to come in this building would be if it needs a pump, I need electrical permit. Everything is done through the county. So it was confusing to me of why it's even on there.
Yeah, like I said, I just recommend that if we, you know, pass this resolution, we'd add the verbiage on there for, you know, we approved our septic system.
Other than it being on state property, listening to you folks talk, the only thing, like you said, Councilman Dewey, maybe the state assumes that we do have a sewer line running down Lakehurst that far. And normally we would mandate that they hook into that sewer system, but there isn't one there, so maybe that's why they're asking.
Yeah, I mean, if you were running the sewer line, I would run it up Upper Ridge Road to the gravel road right to the general store. Because your sewer ends at South Lake Shore Drive. You know, that's the way, when I read it, I said, well, they running the sewer line out there? Cause there's no reason to go through the township for septic system.
Sir, again, all I know is I got emails from them and they seem pretty excited that we had to work on it yet.
So they probably thought there was a sewer main out there. There's not. That's what's confusing me.
I did.
Verifying of the septic system.
Yeah, I just verify, I mean, I just say that, you know, we approve their septic system work. And I was just informed by an expert that says it is a state requirement, and so, okay.
Okay, we have a motion on 222?
I'll make a motion, we approve 2025, stating that we have approve their septic system.
I'll second.
Mr. Harper?
Yes.
Mr. Ward?
Yes.
Mr. Dewey?
Yes.
Mr. Doyle?
Yes. Okay, I believe the next one was 2/27/2025, authorizing the tax collector to conduct an electronic tax sale for the year 2025 using realauction.com LLC. Mr. Dewey?
What was that?
2/27.
Yeah, but didn't we already approve this once for the, tax sale?
I don't know that we've approved the tax collector using this, online company, I don't know.
No, we have a contract with these folks, you folks, the council approved doing the electronic tax sale bid, whatever you wanna call it, in the springtime when we had our annual tax sale. This year, unfortunately, we're having to have a second one. The approval was only for the first, so we're now asking for approval to utilize a contract that we already have in place to do the electronic tax sale.
So, when this goes online, is it open to the public?
Yeah.
On, and,
Yeah, I believe you have to register ahead of time and all, and get all your,
We basically don't really have, it cuts down on our manpower and our costs drastically by doing it this way.
the only question I have on that, Jack, is everything gonna be on the auction this time that's up for taxes? There was some stuff left off the last time, and I mean, I know there's another property that I just found out the other day, owes the town about $47,000 in back taxes. And we maintain the property because it's an abandoned property, but we haven't put it up for tax sale.
Send me the information, Councilman, and I'll check into it. I mean, if you just tell me somebody
Yeah,
owes 40 grand, I don't go.
I'll gladly give you the address tomorrow.
I mean, if you just found it, there's a possibility to slip through the cracks, I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah, well, that's, I just wanted, you know, I know last time some were left off, and I just wanna make, the town can use all the money because, you know, who knows how much extra we're gonna have to pay to fix a dam and all. But, we need every penny we can get, so put them all on the tax sale. That's the main thing, I just wanna make sure that everything goes on there, should go on there. As I was very surprised about this one property, when the last time there were a few on the tax sales that only went for like $200 and something worth of not paying their trash fees and stuff like that, you know. How a $47,000 one slips through the cracks, I don't know, but. You got anything else on that? With that, I'll make a motion that we approve 2/27/2025, and hopefully we'll get all our tax money.
I'll second.
Mr. Harper?
Yes.
Mr. Ward?
Yes.
Mr. Dewey?
Yes.
Mr. Doyle?
Yes. Okay, moving on. Resolution number 242/2025, approving and authorizing the execution of an amendment to the redevelopment agreement by and between the township and K. Hovnanian at Rancocas Creek LLC.
Councilman Perry Doolittle, if I may, Council President, Acting Council President. I just want to make a few statements on this resolution alone tonight, to our community and to everybody else. Number one, I think Mr. Dasty did a fantastic job on this resolution with the help of Councilman Dewey and Councilman Harper. With that being said, I think intrinsically, it's a fantastic deal for the township. You know, in the current situation that development is, right? My concerns are both foreshadowing in nature down the road and ethically in nature down the road. And for those reasons, I'm not gonna be supporting this resolution tonight. I represent the people of Pemberton Township, that's who's elected me to fill this seat. I understand that. And again, I'll reiterate that intrinsically, you know, short term, it's a great deal, and I couldn't ask for anything more than that, and I thank everybody for that. But for the second two reasons, I just can't support this resolution this evening, so that's all I need to say, thank you.
Anybody else? Okay, with that, do I have a motion on 242-2025?
I'll make a motion, we approve 242-2025.
I'll second.
Mr. Harper?
Yes, indeed.
Mr. Dewey?
Yes.
Mr. Ward?
No,
Mr. Doyle?
Yes. Okay, moving on now to ordinances for second reading, public hearing, and or adoption. Oh, I'm sorry, no, my apologies.
247.
Almost forgot 247. Resolution of the Township Council of the Township of Pemberton, County of Burlington, State of New Jersey, authorizing and approving settlement with Candace Pennywell resulting from litigation initiated against the Township, Mayor Jack Tompkins, and the Township Administrator Daniel Hornival. Who's up?
Jerry, you need to say anything about that?
Sure thing, Councilman. The, Ms. Pennywell, who's the CFO here, had filed suit against the town, mayor, and the former administrator, alleging what she alleged as sexual related issues and harassment. Through mediation, the case has been tentatively settled by the insurance company representing the town for his attorney. And the short version is the settlement would be $400,000 paid to Ms. Pennywell. Her salary would be increased to $135,000 retroactive to July 1st. There's a couple other minor issues in terms of the settlement agreement, all of which we have on file at the Township Clerk's office. Of the $400,000 that is to be paid to her, $50,000 of that will have to be reimbursed by the township and its taxpayers to the insurance company in accordance with the insurance policy we have. So the net is that we will wind up paying $50,000 of that. The insurance company will pay a net of $350,000, and I'm sure that our insurance premiums will go up next year as a result of that. Generally speaking, that's what the settlement is.
I make a motion that we approve 247-2025.
One second.
Mr. Harper?
Yes.
Mr. Ward?
yes,
Mr. Dewey?
Yes.
Mr. Doyle?
Yes. And that being the end of the resolutions, we're gonna move on to ordinances for second reading, public hearing, and or adoption. Ordinance number 16, 2025, bond ordinance providing for various 2025 water utility improvements by and in the Township of Pemberton in the County of Burlington, State of New Jersey, appropriating $1,991,980, therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $1,892,381 bonds or notes to finance part of the cost thereof. This has been tabled from the July 16th meeting. Now open to the public.
Well, my question is procedural. We had public comment at the first meeting and then we tabled it, so we've already had the public comment portion of this.
When did we have it? Oh.
Yeah, 16 and 17 were tabled. Anybody from council have any questions?
water side? Yeah. I hope and pray between now and the end of the year that the water department gets their billing straightened out so that the township collects the money that's due us from different businesses and residents because of our lack of keeping our eye on the ball. You know, it's easy for these departments to spend the taxpayers' money, but when there's a proven problem with their billing, there's nobody jumping up to the plate to straighten it out. They generated $2 million last year in revenue for the water department, but they were $200,000 in the red. And, we know the area where there's the problem, but we can't seem to get anybody to step up to the plate to straighten it out. And, Mr. Mayor, I'm asking you if you can get together with your people and get this worked out. The problem with Wawa, people that are,
You know, Mr. Dewey, I keep hearing wah, 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 and your perceptions are your perceptions, and I'm getting factual information from our department, and they don't meet up with what yours is. I mean, there was a faulty meter at Wawa. We've been doing the readings on it. We had an incorrect reading that was a little off on one reading. We went to read it the second time, and it still seemed a little off. We couldn't verify whether it was the meter or just their usage dropped a little bit. And then the third time, there was clearly a problem with the meter, and as soon as we determined that, we fixed the meter. We've gone back after that to verify that the meter is operational and everything is in line, and we've done that. We do our due diligence. Our department is very thorough in what they're doing. You throwing these grenades every meeting and putting our employees under like this is ridiculous.
you just want your people that you're paying good money to run your departments. Now,
And they are running the department.
Okay, so how many months or was it a year that there was a problem with the bill?
Granted, it did take a little while for them to determine there was actually a problem with the meter.
Okay.
But do you spend the money and replace a good meter? You wanna make sure it's a faulty meter and not just a temporary dip in use.
Two things, a bad meter or a water leak before the meter. You know, doesn't take a Einstein. What I'm saying is, we should determine, they paid $84 a quarter?
I don't know that.
It was around $84 a quarter. And that includes, they have a kitchen, very busy bathroom based on the area, water sprinklers outside. I think they should have been around $700 a quarter. We have to collect that money.
And it has been corrected.
Did we collect the money?
I believe we have. Well, no. We don't have an ordinance for water where we can go in arrears and collect. So that's something maybe council might wanna look at and correct.
Well, when was that gonna be brought up to our attention?
I said, I think it's either sewer or water we can't collect in the plant past.
And you have a problem on the sewer end too.
How's that, sir?
People that are hooked up to the sewer and don't even have bills. I read the reports that we got where they poured dye down the vents and verified that they have to hook up to the sewer.
Okay, I'm not aware of the dye being poured down and verifying that.
You know, we have to collect money. We can't keep spending money. We gotta collect this money.
No, I agree with you. You heard me say the same thing.
You know, the water department's the only game in town. How can you generate $2 million worth of revenue and be $200,000 in the rear if you got a billing problem?
You continue saying a building problem. I'm telling you right now, that's your perception. Mine is something entirely different.
Well, let's just get the problem straightened out, because I heard also through the grapevine that you wanted to raise the rates. So all you're gonna do is you're gonna increase your revenue, and then instead of being 200 in the red, you could be 300,000.
If you remember correctly, I believe this council, on my recommendation, did raise the rates 2 years ago. And yes, you're right, I would like to raise the rates again. We're still way under what American Water charges. We have a lot of stuff that we could update and improve, but we don't have the cash.
Yeah, the first thing I would improve is.
Your microphone's off, sir.
The first thing I would improve is the billing. get all the money that we can get in here.
Maybe when you're mayor, you can tackle that task.
Okay, we have a motion on the ordinance?
And I'll try this again. I'd like to make a motion to approve ordinance 16-2025.
I'll second
Mr. Harper,
Yes.
Mr. Doyle,
it. Yes.
Mr. Ward,
No.
Mr. Dewey.
Yes.
Well, this is the bond ordinance.
He says it's a bond ordinance if it fails, because we're gonna have a super majority.
Ordinance number 17-2025. Bond ordinance providing for various 2025 sewer utility improvements by and in the township of Pemberton in the county of Burlington, state of New Jersey, the township appropriating $2,817,000 therefore from the sewer utility of the township and authorizing the issuance of $2,817,000 in bonds or notes of the township to finance part of the cost thereof. This also was tabled from July 16th, so we won't have public comment. Questions, comments?
Yes, before I make a motion. You know, 16 and 17 were both tabled last meeting. You know, I thought I got, talked to everybody, I tried to get all the information I could. Sent out, word to everybody, Tom McNulty sent out word to everybody, had any questions about this, please reach out to him. Tom McNulty's done his due diligence, but yet, it's an ordinance that we need to pass to make the water department and sewer department operate. We got a lot of things out there on the street that we need to get done. And I'm just a little concerned that we're no longer doing what the people hired us to do what's best for the town. And with that, I'm gonna make a motion to approve 17-2025 again.
I'll second.
17.
Mr. Harper,
Yes.
Mr. Ward,
Yes.
Mr. Dewey,
Yes.
Mr. Doyle.
Yes. Ordinance number 18-2025, an ordinance establishing 2025 salaries and wages for certain employees of the Township of Pemberton effective January 1, 2025. Open for public comment. Okay, seeing none, close the public comment portion. Council, questions, comments, concerns?
A little. It's just mind-boggling to me that it takes 8 months to come up with the raises for our people. Because when do we get our budget? End of June? And I think they start the process in October, according to administration. This place should be hitting January 1st running. The budget should be done, all the numbers should be in. People get paid in January instead of August for their back pay. I just don't understand how this happens. I have a good idea why it happens. But we gotta do a better job of our budgets and, get things done on a timely basis.
Anybody else? We have a motion.
Make a motion to approve ordinance 18-2025 for a second reading to be when?
No, this is for second.
Oh, this is
for
second,
second.
oh, I'm sorry,
I'll second.
Second motion.
Yes.
He motioned second.
Mr. Harper?
Yes.
Mr. Dewey?
Yes.
Mr. Ward?
Yes.
Mr. Doyle?
Yes.
Councilman Doyle,
Yes, sir.
can I make a comment on this?
Sure.
I emailed our solicitor on this a couple of times, ordinance 18/2025. I have some issues with it. One of the biggest one is the targeted salaries in a portion of this. Normally, we do a salary range. This calls out targeted, so you're actually setting the salary for the employee. Normally, I think that's, an authority invested into the mayor. The other issue I have with this is you passed a salary resolution tonight of 2020-2025, and you just passed this ordinance 18/2025. And both of these have specific numbers for the positions, that the employees fill. Unfortunately, there's a few of these positions where the salary on the salary resolution does not equal or match the salary that's on the salary ordinance. So with that conflict, I find that we're gonna have the difficulty figuring out what we're gonna be paying these employees. Because I have two
I
different
understand your
numbers.
comment. Well, I see ordinance 18. Where else were you looking at?
Resolution 2020-2025, which is setting the rates of compensation for non-representative employees and officials.
220.
And you didn't bring these questions up before we approved them, is that?
You know, you're the council. I had questions with Mr. Dasty. I said, normally we do a range.
The range is not the issue, as I mentioned to you previously, Mayor. On most of the salary ordinance, there is a range, which then, for that particular employee, has to be set by a resolution. In other words, the range is $20 to $50. Well, then you have to adopt a resolution to make it $35, for lack of better. But I don't understand, I don't recall you and I talking about setting the rates of compensation for non-represented employees. Are you saying the amounts on 220 conflict with the ordinance 18?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
I don't know.
Without getting into names.
I hadn't heard that one before.
What you're saying, you got a couple that are higher than what these ranges are set?
They don't match and they need to match.
Can I see the resolution?
And you brought these up specifically to the solicitor earlier?
I did say that I had a problem with ordinance 18.
You didn't
And
tell me
if
that.
it had been fixed the way I suggested that we've done in the past, we wouldn't have an issue tonight.
Mr. Mayor, you didn't tell me there was an issue between 220 and, ordinance 18, but let me look and see what we have here. You're saying some of the numbers on the resolution don't comply with the ordinance? Let's see what I got here.
I mean, I looked at these, according to what we were given with the budget that you gave us. And I thought they all matched up. I didn't check 100% of them, but I thought they all matched up. I mean, the only thing I can suggest, unless Jerry, I mean, we always amend you know, ordinances and resolutions, I guess you and the solicitor have to get together and see about
Just a moment.
correcting this, yeah.
Emergency management coordinator. Township clerk. I see one minor change so far, there's a $3,000 difference in the ordinance for the assistant superintendent of public works and the resolution. But the rest of them thus far, I think are the same.
I thought there was 2 or 3. Maybe I was wrong, but there is one that's wrong.
Chief clerk is 92.95.
And
Municipal
and if I'm not mistaken, I thought all these numbers were, you know, either the exact or the top end of what that job entitled. I thought, I'm not sure.
Hold on.
You know, according to the budget that you know, administration gave us.
Councilman Harper, I believe the resolution numbers are the correct numbers. I believe that came from our HR saying this is what they're currently paying.
Right.
I
But
see a
last
couple
year-
of what I would consider minor discretion, or,
I mean,
But,
yeah.
what we have to do is abide by the contracts too. I mean, if they fall under a contract, and their contract calls for a 2%
Councilman,
pay
let me
raise.
just, please, just a moment. The resolution for council members says that the annual salary is $8,042.15. The ordinance says $8,243.20, so there's a difference of $200 for the year. The where the hell's it going here? Just a moment.
You and the solicitor wanna go in the back room and discuss exactly who you're talking about? I mean, yeah, cause I know we can't do it.
I appreciate that, Councilman, but no, I don't want to learn anything in back room, I just don't understand what the other issue is. The chief of police numbers are the same.
Maybe there is a discrepancy or possibly multiple. The other one is, I don't think I'm on the ordinance either. I don't think the mayor's on the ordinance.
No, you're not, but your salary's already set for the year.
Is it?
Yeah, I mean, it was a resolution adopted a couple of months ago setting your salary.
The resolution, but is there an ordinance? And does it need to be done?
So you're already getting paid the salary.
But I'm not worried about me.
Well, you brought it up.
But,
All right, hold on a second. The chief of police is the same, they match both. The resolution for the mayor is there. The council members, we just said, are $200 or so difference for the year. Municipal court judge is the same. The chief clerk is the same. The deputy township clerk is the same. The township clerk is the same. The emergency management coordinator, I see that on the resolution, I don't see that on the salary list. Maybe it's there, but let me get back to that one. Construction official. Is fine. Director of Community Development. It is the same. CFO, we talked about already. Director of Recreation and Senior Services. I see that on a resolution, I don't see. Yeah, I wish that maybe I had heard about this before, but, the Director of Recreation and Senior Services is on the resolution. Unless there's a different name on it, I don't see that name, that position on the ordinance, unless I'm missing. Oh, here it is. Where'd it go? That's okay. Oh, no, son. Hold on. Yes, it is okay, that's okay. Assistant Superintendent of Public Works, Assistant Superintendent, is $3,000 off. So, I think the only two, and the Director of Public Works is, okay, so the only two, I think, and, you know, I'm just running, I wasn't aware of this before. The Assistant Superintendent of Public Works, the resolution says $103,500. The salary fixes it at 106, so 106,540. So if the council, okay, that's one.
Which one's the right?
It's assistant, well, whichever one you want is the right one.
No, can't do that because of the contract.
What contract?
I think he's a contracted employee. And he gets a set pay.
He's an assistant, the assistant superintendent of public works have a contract?
I think he does.
Oh, you mean he's in the union or he has a contract?
I think he's in the union, yes. The union has a contract.
Well, if he's in the union,
I
why
believe-
is he on the resolution for, non-represented employees?
All right, maybe not, but I know his salary should be what's on the resolution. The ordinance is wrong.
Okay, so we can modify the ordinance, all right? So we just got you just got a $3,000 pay cut. Um, Wait, let me just finish, please. Let me just tell you the two discrepancies, if you don't mind. I'm sorry? I'm sorry? Oh, I'm sorry, thank you. The councilman, the resolution says 8042.15, and the ordinance says 8243. So, bear with me, I think those are the only two that there is a difference. So, the resolution for both of them is slightly less than what the ordinance says. So,
We,
I'm sorry,
we can adjust these in 2 weeks, can't we?
I can't hear you.
We can adjust these in 2 weeks, can't we, once we figure out which
Hold on.
one's right?
Yeah. Yeah, you can adopt you can modify the ordinance at second
Okay.
reading, and you can just modify the ordinance. Unfortunately, the modification will mean those two employees will get a little less.
Well, that's what I'm saying, I don't know which is right, that's why I'm saying, I don't know if we wanna do that. Yeah, I mean, and,
Well, Councilman, if you don't adopt the ordinance, then nobody gets the raise. It's up to you, sir. What do you want to do? There's two,
oh, they've been waiting a long time for the raises already. So it's the assistant superintendent.
well, what I
what's
could read here, the assistant superintendent of public works, the ordinance says 106,540.11. The resolution says 103,500.
And which is the other one besides assistant superintendent?
You,
Council?
the other one's you,
Oh,
8243.20
Yeah.
versus 8042.
Well, we already approved this, right? It's just like we
You
already.
approved the resolution.
We just approved the ordinance. We all,
Did we
Jack,
vote on it?
Jack waited till after we approved the ordinance. to-
Harry, not to cut you off, we can go back and
Sure. We can
redo
take another vote.
we can take another vote as amended. We can go back, take another vote as amended. And then figure this all out. That would be my recommendation.
Okay.
If you wanted to take another vote, you could modify 18-2025 to reflect that the assistant superintendent of public works annual salary would be retro January 103,500. And you would change the council members to 8042.15. Those are the two those, yeah, you would change the council members to 80242.15.
Call for another vote as amended. We don't have to go through the whole process.
Did you get all that, Sunshine?
Yep.
All right. Can you, call for a vote on the amended numbers, please?
There's gotta be a
For
motion.
ordinance number 18.
Gotta be a motion in a second, right?
Yeah.
All right, so I'll make a motion to approve ordinance number 18-2025 as amended.
Do we need to go to public, since we have an amendment, we need to go to public comment,
Give the
correct?
public an opportunity to comment again.
Before we do a vote on this, does, anybody from the public have a comment on the amendments we made? Okay, seeing none. Looking for a motion?
So again, I'll make the motion to approve ordinance number 18/2025 this evening as amended.
I'll second.
Mr. Ward,
Yes.
Mr. Dewey,
Yes.
Mr. Harper,
Yes.
Mr. Doyle.
Yes.
Since we did that now, Mr. President, I'd like to go back and take a second look at ordinance 16-2025 for another vote, because we need the township to run, we need the water department to run.
Councilman
I don't need to, I already said.
Okay.
Okay, moving on. Ordinances for introduction. Ordinance number 19/2025. An ordinance amending chapter 190 zoning of the Code of the Township of Pemberton, County of Burlington, and State of New Jersey. The next meeting will be for when?
Well, this will have to go to the planning board, probably won't be till September. Well, first reading, let's have a motion to approve it, and we'll get it sent into the planning board.
We have a motion.
Gentlemen, this is an ordinance which, is mandated by the Pinelands Commission, and to work with, the Pinelands Management. This is effectively their ordinance.
Council President, I'll make a motion to, Sunshine, how would I word that? I'm sorry, I haven't done this in a while, for this one to go to the planning board and then
Approve
come
on
back.
first reading.
Approve, yeah, I'll make a motion to approve, approve ordinance number 19/2025 for a second reading, and public introduction on September 3rd, 2025.
No, hold on a second, wait, no. It's first reading tonight, and the second reading will be September 3rd.
Right.
Oh, I'm sorry, misunderstood. I apologize.
That's good.
Second motion.
Mr. Ward,
Yes.
Mr. Harper,
Yes.
Mr. Dewey,
Yes.
Mr. Doyle.
Yes. Ordinance number 20/2025, an ordinance amending chapter 190 entitled zoning to modify the bulk requirements for properties within the Bobolink development.
This is another ordinance mandated by the Pinelands Commission to, have the bulk restrictions in that development comply with the Pinelands Management Plan, comprehensive management plan.
And I guess this one has to go before the planning board also?
Yes, it will, yes.
Make a motion that we approve ordinance 20-2025 with a second reading for September 3rd, I believe.
I'll second.
Mr. Harper,
Yes.
Mr. Dewey,
Yes.
Mr. Ward,
Yes.
Mr. Doyle.
Yes. Ordinance 21-2025, an ordinance amending and supplementing chapter 3 of the Township Code entitled Administration of Government to modify chapter 3, article 8, section 3-30 entitled Zoning Board of Adjustment.
Make a motion to approve ordinance 21-2025 with the second reading to be August 20th.
Yeah.
I'll second.
Mr. Harper,
Yes.
Mr. Dewey,
Yes.
Mr. Ward,
Yes.
Mr. Doyle.
Yes. Ordinance 22-2025, an ordinance amending and supplementing chapter 3 of the Township Code entitled Administration of Government to include new part 5, Article 28, entitled Redevelopment Agency.
Council President, if I might, just make a couple comments. I'd like to ask the administration, you know, at this point, I mean, I tried to pass something like this about 8 months ago, 9 months ago. What changed since then?
I'm sorry, I glanced at it before, don't even know what it is, Josh, to be honest.
Well, you should, all right.
It's being introduced, okay?
It's being introduced, but it's a commission, which I totally support.
I think this might have come from, it didn't come from me.
Yeah, if you could.
Yeah, I was asked to prepare this ordinance, I'm sorry, thank you. I've asked to prepare this ordinance which establishes a redevelopment agency, which would be comprised of citizens from the town, some of which are appointed by the council, some of which are appointed by the mayor. I think there's one person theoretically appointed by Department of Youth Affairs. And this agency, and specifically allowed by the redevelopment ordinance statutes, the agency assists the township and the council when it comes to redevelopment areas. In other words, they would make recommendations as to whether we're going to adopt a redevelopment plan. They would adopt a recommendation to the council as to whether we should approve a redevelopment agreement. It's just the means of having more people in town involved in the redevelopment process, is really what it boils down.
Yeah, and I totally agree with you, Jerry. I mean, because we talked about this yesterday,
Yeah.
right? But my question still stands, because it's almost the exact same thing. And I don't care. It's not a personal thing I don't know what changed between the ordinance that I tried to get through, which encompassed the Business and Economic Development Committee, to allot those powers to them, and then this agency that we're creating now. That's the only two. I guess I get my answers when I go to second reading, and that's fine. I support it, but I just want to find out exactly what happened and where we got it from. So that's cool. That's perfect.
Well, that's my question, Josh. I mean, you weren't aware of it. This caught me by surprise today.
No, I'm aware of it. I'm aware, I was aware of it.
Who asked you to put this ordinance together? You said you were asked to put it together.
My recollection was with the members of the council, but
Yeah.
I don't remember what specificity.
I was one of the members of council that asked for something like this, and I agree with it. I mean, I think it needs a little tweaking, you know. Jerry, does it have to be, you know, you're the legal guy, does it have to be exactly the way you laid it out here as far as
No,
the
no.
people? Could we maybe table this and make some adjustments?
I wouldn't table it, Harry.
Go first reading and then make some adjustments for the second reading, Josh?
I believe that's legitimate in order to do.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
the only question I'm trying to find out, Harry, is get an answer to is, this is the exact same thing.
Well,
Exact same
eight
thing.
months ago, I wasn't on.
I know.
So-
I understand, but I was told by several different people.
Yeah.
I was like, no, you can't do this.
Hold it, just make sure it wasn't one me, who then you could.
No, I didn't say you, Jerry. It just seems really odd.
Right. Well,
That it's okay now. I'm not finger pointing, no, I'm not finger pointing at all. Okay, don't go reporting that, no, please don't report, I'm not saying that. I support this.
yeah,
I support it,
right.
okay?
Yeah.
I'd like to find out exactly what statute I was missing.
I'd like to do is just make a couple little tweaks to it.
Sure.
And if we can, you know, pass it for first reading tonight,
Yeah.
make some adjustments, that'd be great. And Josh, if you wanna make the motion, go right ahead.
No, it's up to you, it's,
I'd like to make a motion that, we approve, ordinance 23-2020.
22.
22-2025, for first reading, and with a second reading to be August 20th.
I'll second.
Mr. Harper,
Yes.
Mr. Ward,
Yes.
Mr. Dewey,
Yes.
Mr. Doyle.
Yes. Ordinance number 23, 2025, capital ordinance providing for various general capital improvements by and in the county of Burlington, state of New Jersey, and appropriating $440,000 therefore from grant funding and capital improvement fund of the township.
This is in conjunction with an ordinance that you adopted earlier, excuse me, a resolution you adopted earlier.
Microphone.
This goes towards, improvements, which in part would be for the Browns Mills, shopping center.
Downtown.
Yeah, downtown. And it's a grant, we have a grant.
Make a motion to.
Can I ask a question before you do that?
Sure.
Section 4, I think it was, no, it's section 3, excuse me.
Go ahead.
Very last sentence, the mayor, the clerk, the chief, financial officer, and any other official officer of the township are each hereby authorized and directed to execute, deliver, and perform any agreement to undertake the improvements or purposes set forth herein, and to officiate the transaction completed hereby. So does that mean anyone in the township that works for the township is eligible to sign contracts on this?
Well, I didn't prepare this, but let's look at it again. Section 3, is that what you said?
Section 3, the very last
The
sentence.
mayor, the clerk, and the CFO, and any other official of the township are hereby authorized to, well, it's gotta be an official who has the power to sign things. What do you mean?
Okay.
That will work. And it says here,
Your microphone?
I didn't prepare the ordinance, Mr. Mayor, but I think it's clear. I mean, it seems to me common sense would be that the mayor, the clerk, and the chief CFO, when it talks about any other official of the township is authorized and directed to execute, deliver, and perform any agreement to undertake the improvements. If you wanna modify that sentence to delete, you wanna put in there, or people who are authorized to do it, or, you know, empowered to do it. I think we're starting to split hairs, but if you wanna do that, we can do that. And why don't we change that? Let's take the time to do that. The mayor, the clerk, may I recommend, the mayor, the clerk, the chief financial officer, and any other duly authorized, how's that? Duly authorized official of the township are hereby authorized and directed to execute, deliver, and perform any agreement. So, if the custodian tries to do it, he's not an authorized person.
But I think most of the time with contracts, the mayor signs them with the authorization from council. The mayor signs contracts.
So, what do you say?
But you're listed.
You're here.
But you're also giving the clerk the approval to sign contracts, and the CFO, and any authorized official.
Well, does the contract require your signature and a backup, as many other do?
Usually it's the mayor and the clerk sign contracts.
But if the clerk is out, this is allowing the CFO to step in.
I would assume we have an assistant or a deputy clerk.
Mr. Mayor, I don't know why we're splitting these hairs, but it's up to you, sir. I mean, I didn't prepare this agreement, this ordinance.
This is an ordinance drafted by the council, I'm just the mayor.
Anybody else on council have an issue with the way this is worded?
No.
I would suggest to make sure that we put in there that the person who is signing these things is duly authorized, and that's the language.
We're talking about one sentence, and it doesn't need to be read.
I concur, I'm just putting it across the board.
We can make that change.
This is an ordinance to.
We have a change made here where we took out any other official and we put in any other duly authorized official.
Okay,
Okay,
my motion still stands.
you have a second?
I'll second
Mr. Harper,
Yes.
Mr. Dewey,
it. Yes.
Mr. Ward,
Yes.
Mr. Doyle.
Yes. Okay, ordinance number 24. An ordinance establishing 2025 salary for Candace Penwell, Chief Financial Officer, effective July 1, 2025.
This is part of the settlement agreement that's been reached as a result of the litigation initiated by the CFO against the township, the mayor, and the former business administrator. We did not include her in the salary ordinance, the township-wide salary ordinance, because that one is retro to January 1st. This one is retro only to July 1st. So it's a separate ordinance.
Questions or comments? If none, do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve ordinance number 24/2025 for second reading at our, and, public introduction at our second, or, excuse me, August 20th. Thank you.
Second.
Mr. Ward?
Yes.
Mr. Harper?
Yes.
Mr. Dewey?
Yes.
Mr. Doyle?
Yes. Okay, moving on, new business, purchases over $3,000. Fire department, purchase of firefighting hose to be used on apparatus as a tack line from Continental in the amount of $4,215. Any questions? If not, can I get a motion?
Barry, why don't you bundle both, the two of them together, it might be easier.
I can absolutely do that. We'll also include new business purchases A2 for the fire department as well. It's the purchase of fire hose and ground ladder required annual testing from Fireflow in the amount of $5,708.40.
I'll make a motion at this time to approve new business A1 and 2.
Second.
Mr. Ward?
Yes.
Mr. Harper?
Oh, yes.
Mr. Dewey?
Yes.
Mr. Doyle?
Absolutely, yes. Okay, new business B, annual renewals, the mobile home park, Bel Air Estates.
As I understand, all their violations have been taken care of. I see no reason not to approve their renewal. Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Mr. Harper?
Yes.
Mr. Dewey?
Yes.
Mr. Ward?
Yes.
Mr. Doyle?
Yes. And new business 12, excuse me, approval by council required for payment of vouchers on bill list dated July 30th, 2025.
Council President, I made some notes on it.
I'm sure you did, sir, go right ahead.
Well, I just wanted to make the public aware that in this bill cycle, we paid about $3,000 to vendors for no water carnival. Plus all the deposits that well, that was the last meeting, but it was $3,000 that we had to pay for not having a water carnival, which I think is a disgrace. That's all I got.
Anybody else, questions? If not, can I have a motion?
Make a motion to approve the, bill list dated 7/30/2025.
Second.
Mr. Ward?
Yes.
Mr. Harper?
Yes.
Mr. Dewey?
Yes.
Mr. Doyle?
Yes. Which brings us to our solicitor's report.
I think I've spoken enough, I have nothing else to report.
Okay, Mr. Mayor?
I just want to echo what everyone else said during public comments. I was here with my family last night. National Night Out just keeps getting bigger and better. The police department, all the folks that are involved, public works, fire, everyone, just really give it 110% and really do a great job. They tried some new things this year. The police department got approval to close PBM Road for a short amount of time.
that seemed to work really well. They had the car show actually on Pemberton Browns Mills Road. The parking, we had so many people show up, the parking is gonna be reevaluated by our police department. Hopefully we can figure out something or some way to get more parking, because it's clear we have more people participating in this event every year. And that's all I have. Thank you very much for coming in.
Hey Jack, any updates? I know you sent us the applicants for the director's job for rec, and I didn't see a recommendation on there from you. I saw 4 applicants, that's all I saw, so.
I thought Michelle sent out something, we were recommending something, but I'll ask her again tomorrow.
Okay.
Oop, I shouldn't have said her name.
Okay.
What was the other question here?
And any other updates on any other, I know we advertised for other employees, how's that coming along?
We had, I think it was 2 applicants for the coordinator. We have somebody that we would really like to extend an offer to, but if we're gonna have an employee, we prefer to have a supervisor in place first.
Yeah, I understand that. How about I know administrative had a job opening, I think the clerk's office had a job opening.
I believe I think we're about ready, I believe HR said we're about ready to start making phone calls and asking people to come in and interview with us and make a decision shortly after that. And that'll be something that is external to me, involved in that.
Okay, yeah, and same with community development also, those people will start interviewing them soon.
I believe so.
Okay, just check.
Any word on an administrator?
Just talking to Councilman Doyle about this a couple minutes ago. We interviewed somebody a few weeks ago. The pay they wanted, they didn't have the experience that we were looking for. They were qualified. We were looking for somebody a little bit more seasoned. But I would have taken the guy. But he was making substantial money and he wanted even more. We couldn't afford it. We were talking about it, and the very next day he called and said he was no longer interested in the position.
Okay, thank you. With that, we'll have the council's comments. Start with you, Mr. Dewey.
Look, last night was probably the greatest night out I've ever attended. The attendance was great, the employees did a great job, the police department did a great job. And, when I left there last night, I was very proud of being a resident of Pemberton Township. It really, was really a great job. I'd like to make a little comment about the keyboard warriors that we have in town that trash talk about every night. And the sad part is they don't have the facts. And I don't know who's filling their head with the bad info. But this council especially has done unbelievable things for this town. And somehow it gets all twisted when it comes to the Facebook. And it's pretty aggravating because we can't respond to it, but 90% of it is all lies. To give you an example, there was a picture of me and Patty at a BMIA function with a nasty comment that, you know, why would Councilman Dewey be hanging out with the lady that sued the township? You know, my wife and I were there. A lot of people came up to say hi to me. I know Patty. And anybody in this room is in her position. What that warehouse has done to her life, they would be suing too. But they don't have the facts, they just have to keep stirring the pot. And again, what aggravated me is I'm supporting my community, and then I gotta be the butt of the joke about having a lovely lady sitting next to me with comments. We have a pretty good idea who's doing it. And you just gotta consider the source, you know? I'm the type of person, if I have something to say, I'm gonna say it to your face. And I'm not gonna talk behind your back, and that's just the way I am. You know, people don't like some of the things I say, but like I said years ago, anything that comes out of my mouth goes through my heart first. I was born and raised here, I love this town, I love the residents, and I'm doing the best that I can for you guys. Because, believe me, after my career, I could have been anywhere as I wanted right now. But I kept reading the newspaper and on Facebook and seeing how they'd be destroying this town. I should have had my head checked, but I jumped in with both feet, and I'm doing the best of my ability for the taxpayers of Pemberton Township. And Jerry can tell you some of the accomplishments that we handled. And the only thing I'm gonna tell you is, with all the bad deals that were done prior to me being elected, we had a meeting today, and I made it perfectly clear that Pemberton Township administration should get out of the real estate business because they have no idea what they're doing. And if Harry and I didn't jump in, this last episode with Greenberg Farm would have cost everybody in town $10 million. And we resolved it for the town.
I agree with that. It would have been catastrophic for the town if that had gone through. That's all I want to say.
I mean, we handled it professionally. Jerry was right by our side, advising us, and we got the job done. But if you didn't have 3 people that didn't care about the town would have been $10 million more in debt, and it would have been on the backs of the taxpayers. So, that's all I got, and I wanna thank everybody for coming out tonight, and thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you.
Mr. Harper?
Yeah, I just want to, follow up Mr. Dewey's, we did have a great, national night out. Again, I want to thank all the township employees, the police, fire department, all the recreation, DPW, everybody that came out. There's a lot of people involved in getting this ready and doing the work. And, I was really impressed. Great turnout out there. All the employees deserve a big round of applause for what they did. And, hopefully we can continue to have more events like this through the year, And again, a little bit off of what Mr. Dewey said, people out there on the different websites, Facebook and stuff, don't, talk on the websites. Come into the council meeting, come talk to us in person, ask your questions in person, and we'll give you, as much information as we are legally allowed to give you. But they just keep trying to stir stuff up, and, there's no need in it. We gotta keep doing the best we can, and that's what you elected us for, that's what we're trying for. We're not always gonna agree, as you see up here, but, we still keep trying to do what's best for the town. Thanks everybody that came out tonight. Have a good night. Drive home safely. See you at the next meeting.
Thank you, Mr. Harper. Mr. Ward?
Thank you, Councilman Doyle. I have a couple questions, for administration. I'm hoping to get cleared up tonight. Nothing major, but the sidewalk project for Lake Valley, where are we at with that?
I'm with you on board. Jerry, we're doing phase 2 first, right? Is Safe Routes to School?
I'm not certain.
That's what I'm commenting.
No, you're right. I mean, we have phase 1 that kind of got backlogged because of, we put out bids, and then I forget whether it was Delaware River Authority or DEP or whoever the way we put the bid out wasn't correct.
Right.
We had to redo it, and we've had to redo it, I mean, some of these projects, they were in the ground, you know, just starting 7 years ago.
Yeah.
And we still haven't, I think we just awarded, I wanna say Black Diamond, was that the name of the company?
Yeah, for the RFP for, yeah,
Yeah, I think we just awarded that contract.
okay.
So we are, it's progressing. We were really hoping to start pulling up sidewalks and fixing them, putting curbs in this spring. Unfortunately, because of the delays, it's still getting delayed. I know our staff is working on it diligently to get it going. To be honest though, Josh, it's really slow. I mean, I live in that part of town and.
Yeah, no, I know.
see it too.
I just, it was just like, it's really odd, there was one house specifically, they got the sidewalks fixed, and then it seemed like the entire project stopped after that. So that's why I was just kind of checking on that to see where we were at. Paving schedule for the pipeline in Ronto, do we have anything on that?
I honestly don't know.
Okay. Cause I'm gonna go with what Danny says, with wagon train roads, I mean, here's where my frustration is, and it's not because I live over there, right? Nobody over there asked for water pipes to be laid into the streets, because we all have wells. And now we're dealing with sediment runoff, because again, I'm gonna bring up the same thing I brought up on my side of the street last year, which was, it should have been capped, and I'm almost positive the Burlington County Soil Conservancy would require, DEP would require them to come and put a cap out, at least, if it's been exposed for that long. So we have sediment running down to Magnolia Road, which runs into the tributaries, which goes into West End Park, which we have the soil erosion problem there, and then we got Lake Pemberton over on the other side. So there's some issues there, and I hope that the Department of Public Works can take a look at that, or maybe even just to put a temporary cap over that, as opposed to having dirt all up and down the street. 'Cause-
I'll check into it later on. I think
Mr.
Tom's
Ward,
due back tomorrow.
It was told to me that your road is gonna be started on Monday.
Oh, Monday, huh? No, news to all of us, we would like to know that.
I actually was told, I asked for an update earlier in the week, and I was told they were gonna come out there this week, but with National Night Out and all, they couldn't get out there, so they're coming out there starting Monday.
Maybe they're gonna put some, maybe it'll look like Scrape Town Road, that'll be great. We'll have some.
And since you mentioned it over there, Josh, if I could add, Yale, they did 616,
Yeah,
but they didn't do the entranceway coming in on Yale. And it was all potholes and it was all messed up. We thought the county was gonna do that, the skirting, I guess it is, or whatever.
yeah, they're not gonna skirt, yeah, I know what you're saying, yeah.
So
yeah.
I requested Public Works to go over and do that, so they did Yale,
Right.
but they didn't do University, and they're supposed to have that on the schedule. Maybe they're gonna do it at the same time they do your stuff.
Okay. And then the tractor and trailer incident out in Birmingham this week, that was confirmed, I guess, the tractor and trailer was coming from.
138, yes, sir.
So is there anything that we can do? We already put up the signs, like, no trucks.
What end is?
This time it was on the Southampton side.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He successfully navigated across our border to Southampton, decided to try and pull a U-turn on a 15-foot wide driveway. And I guess he decided that gravity wasn't gonna work on his axles until he pulled into the ditch and flipped it over, you know?
okay, all right.
Needless to say, he went back out of South Pemberton, came into Pemberton, went up to the traffic light, made a left towards the warehouse, but I can't confirm that was his destination. All I can say is that he told the state police that that's where his GPS took him. The last time I was in a commercial vehicle, roads like that are eradicated from GPS, they don't exist.
Yeah. All right. So those are the three questions I have this evening. I'm sorry I missed National Night Out, but I did see the video that Mr. Costa sent to me. I'm sorry, I work 12-hour shifts in a restaurant. It's the same old story, same old story. I gotta make tacos for everybody, so I'm sorry. Yeah, everybody, it was explained to me back in the day when I started in restaurants that I work when everybody else parties. So I do apologize, but I'm glad everybody had a great time. I'm glad it was a fantastic turnout. And thank you everybody that stuck in for hanging out this evening. And look forward to seeing you at the next meeting. Thank you.
Okay, I too was here last night. And last night was probably the single proudest moment I've ever had to be here in Pemberton. I mean, after spending 25 years here with the guys and girls, Public Works, the volunteers that were here, I mean, it was walking around and just, I was concentrating on more watching what the employees were doing, and every one of our employees were interacting with the residents, and the residents were interacting back with them. It was just so impressive to see. Everybody was happy. None of the guys looked like they were actually on the clock. I mean, they actually enjoyed their time here, and I cannot thank them enough for the stellar job they did. There were so many moving parts last night, and it was so impressive to see it work so smoothly. The only thing I did think last night was, I can't imagine if we had this much showing last night for our police department to support them, what our water carnival would have been like. I mean, it's just unbelievable. And I did take the time to walk up to maybe half dozen people I didn't recognize. In 55 years here, I kind of think I like to know everybody at least by face. And I made it a point to walk up to about a half dozen people I didn't recognize, and they were from out of town. And I asked them, you know, what made you come here? If I could ask for one, what's your biggest reason? And one way or another, whether it was them, their children, or whatever, their response was that they wanted to support the police department. And I was absolutely blown away by that. And watching the interaction last night and how everything moved so well, the closing of the road, I mean, I'm trying to imagine those 60 cars that were out there in the show being put up on that grass with the road still open. The police department and Public Works did an amazing job at making this event a whole lot safer for everybody. And it was just trouble-free enjoyment from the start to the finish, no problems. Everybody had a good time. The fireworks were stellar. It was a great wrap-up, and even the packing up and going home. And I understand now that we're gonna lose Miss Eden next year. I believe she's retiring. Was it June? Was it, Jack? She's leaving? I just hope there's a way our police department can kind of convince her to stick around, even if it's in a volunteer state, because she made everything work perfectly. I've never seen a woman run around so frustrated last night, but everything was so smooth.
I'll second that.
And again, all the volunteers and everything, I mean, it was epic. The trash cans didn't get overfilled. I mean, everything from something as little like that to moving the vehicles through crowds. It was a great thing to see, and I was just so proud. And I thank anybody who was a part of it. I'm very, very pleased at what we had. And talking to some of the officers, from the chief to the Luis on down through the lieutenants, and even some of the patrolmen, I mean, they were so thrilled at the turnout that they're already talking about different ways and ideas and things that they wanted to bring to administration to do next year to make it even better. And I don't know how we can make it better, but if we got a group of employees here at the police department, Public Works, they will find a way to make it better, and I thank every one of them. And I appreciate anybody who participated, and hope to see you again soon. Good night. Motion to adjourn?
Make a motion.